All right, first up today, it is a classic all-time favorite kids sandwich that's all grown up. Check out this gourmet grilled cheese. It's like a caprese salad dressed up with savory ham, crusty bread. It's yummy. And Chef Kate Lulloff is with Jones Dairy Farm. She's here to show us this fun way to use the produce and the herbs from our home garden because we got a little bit of summer flavor still left in us. Hey, Chef Kate.
Little bit. Good morning. How are you, Molly?
I'm doing great, and I like this idea because a lot of people still have tomatoes, for example. I've seen so many herb gardens this year all over the place. Even in this city, people have little herb gardens. So I love this recipe.
Yeah, and especially everything with, with COVID, it's a little pop of something if people can have those herb gardens, feel like they grow something themselves, and it just brings a little bit of that garden, like you said, into the house. And we still have plenty before this freeze comes. There's tomatoes are great yet. I got some out of my garden and some at the farmer's market. They were full. My basil was just about done, but luckily my mom and dad were nice enough to bring over a whole bunch of basil for me. So I have fresh basil too. So yeah, there's still lots you can do end of summer for sure.
All right, so tell us how you stack this sandwich.
Yes, so biggest thing for me, obviously besides, excuse me, your good protein, fresh veggies, is using a good crusty bread. I love using crusty bread, something that's gonna hold up to the heat. So something interesting that you can do, you certainly don't have to. You can use regular butter if you'd like, or sometimes I use a mixture of butter and mayonnaise. You've seen me do that before with grilled cheese. But if you have all these extra herbs in your garden, this is a great use for them. Just get some butter, soften it in a bowl, and chop up those herbs really, really small. Mix it in with that butter, and then you can either roll it into a log and put it in your freezer or just keep it in the fridge. I threw a little bit of sea salt, garlic, and then this is chopped up basil. So this is technically called a compound butter, which is just basically a flavored butter. But it gives all that extra color and all that extra flavor without having to, take all the time to season everything else. It's all already in the butter.
See, I love that, Kate, because a lot of people do that for steak, for example. They'll mix up the herbs and then they'll roll it, like you said, and freeze it, and they'll chop off, big sections
and then melt
of
it on top.
Yeah,
yep, exactly. It's perfect. And this is another great use for that. Any kind of grilled cheese or sandwich that you're going to make where you need some butter. So again, what I do with grilled cheese, I'm just going to melt some of that in there instead of spreading it on the bottom and then it gets all messy. We're just going to melt a little bit of that in the pan, and I've got one in there already. So the bottom is going to be already taken care of. Then I've got our fresh ham slices, our Jones Dairy Farm ham, and these are the breakfast ham slices. This works really well. I put 3 of them on here. You could do Canadian bacon. Our ham steaks work really well for this also. But this is low fat, high protein, so this is a great option for this sandwich. And then we've got a couple slices of our fresh tomato. This is such a simple sandwich to put together, but it's got so much flavor.
And
fresh mozzarella.
The ham's such a lean cut of meat, which is fantastic.
It is, yep. A wonderful alternative. Like I said, the Canadian bacon, we only use those premium loins. Everything that we make, our smoked meats, is naturally smoked, so we never use any kind of liquid smoke. So both of these have just this wonderful hickory flavor that comes through from those hickory hardwood chips that we use, and we smoke it. It's, again, just very low fat, high protein, which is great. It's fully cooked. You can eat it right out of the package, so you don't have to heat it. You can certainly just eat it right out of the package. So then we're just going to take some of our extra butter here and we're going to spread that on the top. And if it doesn't melt all right away, that's totally fine. It's going to melt once you get it in the pan. So this little bit here that's melted, that's where we're going to set our bread right on top of that so that it soaks up all that goodness.
Nice.
And then we would cover that up. Okay, now this one I have already just about finished. It's nice and toasted. And you can see those herbs on the top that kind of sit in that butter.
That looks
That's what
gorgeous.
you're looking for. Thank you. That's what you're looking for. And then take your top bread off, and you're going to place these beautiful basil leaves, which I obviously have washed and dried.
Okay,
you don't want to put it on.
You're not cooking
You don't want to put it on
those.
before. Yep. You don't want to put it on before because they're going to wilt. They're going to get kind of soft, and you don't get that pungent flavor, that fresh, bright basil flavor that you want. And then this is just a balsamic glaze. We're just going to drizzle a little bit of that over the top. Replace that bread, and that is it. I mean, this is like your classic grilled cheese, but with ham, a little bit of caprese flavor.
Does that look
like
good?
They're all finished, and it's just got all those beautiful, wonderful end of summer flavors.
It's so fun because everybody loves grilled cheese, but I think because you added some pop of flavor with the you know, the tomatoes, and you added the fresh herbs, the savory ham. It just makes it, you know, truly a meal and something that people can get excited about. And I wonder
sure.
too, because you talked about Canadian bacon, you talked about the breakfast ham slices, there's the ham steak. If people are looking for a specific kind of Jones Dairy Farm ham, or, you know, you make the bacon is my favorite. I love that people can use the product locator to find the store closest to them that has the product they're looking for.
It is. It's a wonderful tool. It's jonesdairyfarm.com, and there's a tab that says product locator. You put in your zip code, and then, like you said, if you're looking for the cherrywood bacon, or if you're looking for the Canadian bacon, or the breakfast ham, or the ham steaks, you just select those specific items and click find, and it'll tell you exactly which stores closest to you have those items, so that you're not chasing around looking for, you know, maybe it'll say this store has Jones, this store has Jones, but this one will tell you exactly which products are at which particular store, so you're not chasing around. So, and as always, all of our products, you know, that certified gluten-free, that includes the ham and the Canadian bacon. So again, no liquid smoke ever, and just that pure flavor of the smoked hardwood that we use. Certified gluten-free, they're easy to find. The Canadian bacon is actually the #1 selling Canadian bacon in retail in the US. So that you can find just about anywhere. So
well, and so many people are paleo and keto and all those other things these days. So they're wonderful products to stick with those diets and have everything be delicious too. Chef Kate, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Always a blast to see you, especially when you're making a gourmet grilled cheese sandwich. So to find this recipe for the gourmet grilled cheese and ham caprese sandwich and the product locator we mentioned, you just need to go to jonesdairyfarm.com.